Hello and welcome, Kerry here from Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet. And tonight is our Carnivore Q&A, Thursday Night Live. We have a lot of fun with these. We'll answer any questions that you have. We're going to do a couple giveaways. And we've got Adam from Carnivore today. How's it going, Adam?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic. Kerry, how you doing on the other side of the room here?
Adam and I are actually in the same room right now in the same building. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Lynn, how's it going? Midlife Carnivore.
Going great.
And Renee, Eating Meat to Walk. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you, Renee. And I know Renee has some good news too.
I did. I got my first coaching job.
Yay!
Awesome.
Congratulations,
Excellent.
Renee. That's so good to hear.
Yeah, we'll see. I start in August, so at least I have another month to get used to being a full-time employee again.
Right. That is good news. Awesome. Well, we're going to jump right into your questions. Before we do that, we have a giveaway to do. We're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt in blue. So post your best question with hashtag ribeye. It has to be a question. Any question that you have, hashtag ribeye. And in a couple of minutes, we'll do a random drawing for a Healing Humanity shirt in blue. And let's see here. We also, Adam, I'm trying to think. Do we have any announcements? Right? Here, we got one announcement right here.
Yes, we have a few meetups coming up that we need to make sure that people know about.
Yeah, would you mind? Ashley's not here right now. I got to get this giveaway set up.
Absolutely. So July 26th, we have a meetup at the world famous Montello Theater in Montello, Wisconsin. Population 1,200, and Kerry has half of that with his family. So please buy your tickets so you can see half of the city at once.
That event is going to be so much fun because Dr. Nelson is going to be speaking, Dr. Kiltz, Coach Lisa, Lynn, Adam, and Dr. Tony Hampton is coming as well and is confirmed. So he's going to be there in person, and all the doctors are amazing. I love all of them. Dr. Hampton's incredible, holds a special place, I think, in our heart. He was the first doctor we filmed for the documentary. So he's going to be out at the theater. So we have that. What other meetups do we have, Adam? We just finished Boston.
Yep. Right now we're at the SBG meetup in Montana. So we have Montello, July 26th. But before that, in 2 weeks, is Las Vegas. So I'll be out representing Healing Humanity at Chris Brandlin's meetup in Vegas, and then the meetup in Montello, and then we have one in Ohio on August 23rd. So we have tickets for sale for that one already as well, and then I think after that is Low Carb for Better Health in Tennessee.
Awesome. And one other quick announcement, and then we're going to take your questions, and that is we are looking for more stories. If you've found healing on a carnivore diet, a proper human diet, if you go to healinghumanity.movie/testimony, we are finished filming for a documentary. We finished filming with Dr. Baker, 60 interviews all over the planet, but we're still looking for stories for our series where we're going to have probably a couple episodes on mental health, episode on cancer, episode on autoimmune disorders. And we're also putting together a book. So if you'd like to share your story for the book or the series, please do so at healinghumanity.movie/testimony. All right. Should we jump into some questions?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Hey, we got a super chat first to kick things off. Caleb's Carnivore Quest. Young Caleb has an excellent YouTube channel. Hi, Kerry. I'm in Montana now, and we're in the hotel. Awesome. Caleb, I think, is bringing, here we go. He's bringing his arm wrestling table, and he's going to embarrass me again. Caleb beat me fair and square. The kid is super strong, young carnivore. Are you going to rematch Dr. Baker tomorrow? That's the question, Caleb. It was close. It was really close. Thank you for the super chat, Caleb. Appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. The first question we have is from Hack and Slack. Hashtag ribeye. What are the top 2 benefits experienced when first starting a carnivore diet?
I can tell you mine. So, and I think it was within about 3 days of starting. My body pain was gone. So that was a huge thing with inflammation. It just tackled the inflammation for me very quickly. And I had head to toe body pain before, including bone pain, and the bone pain was gone. So that was incredible. And then also, I did not realize how bloated I was and how my gut was just constantly bloated. And within a few days, the bloating was gone as well. And I had that amazing empty feeling that I used to strive for it. I'd have it maybe every once in a while, very rarely, but now it's like a daily thing that I take for granted. So I'm glad this question came up because it makes me remember how amazing that was.
Yeah. Adam, Renee, any benefits when starting carnivore?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Like tons, but top two for me, healed brain damage. I know you'll argue with that, but it actually happened. Got a little better, at least, maybe just a little bit. And probably I don't know, it's tied between the plantar fasciitis pain went away. That was really painful, but I just like the simplicity of this way of eating. It's to me, that removes the food noise, just removing everything that you have to eat or prepare, and all that sort of thing. So,
yeah.
And with me, 5 years of uncontrolled pain was under control within 3 weeks. So that was like my number one. And then I'm with Lynn, the bloating. Like I've had gastroparesis since 2010. I never knew what it felt like to not have that awful feeling and bloating. And within days, it was already better.
Awesome. I love it. I share that one, having that feeling that Lynn mentioned where I don't feel my stomach anymore. That was a remarkable benefit. But the big one for me was the mental health reversal on carnivore for sure.
Yeah.
Great question.
One more thing, Kerry, about the meetups. Forgot to mention one. I just bought my tickets for the Impact meetup with Robin Heron, Carnivorous Grandma in Kalamazoo.
And she's
So
in the chat.
Robin, if you think about it, put the link in the chat, and we'll try to get that out
What's the
for
date
you.
of that one, Adam?
There's so many dates.
Okay,
Robin, please put that in the chat.
Put the info in the chat.
I do have it on my calendar, but I don't have it right here.
Dina Brown has a question. Been reviewing carnivore for about 2 months, but not started yet. Any advice for wanting to give it a try?
Just do it. You won't regret it. But make sure you have electrolytes and you're ready for the first couple of weeks because it's definitely a challenge, and maybe going into it slowly instead of just going straight from a standard diet to carnivore,
Yeah, maybe go keto. Yeah, maybe go keto.
I did not.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I mean, we're like giving advice that we didn't follow ourselves. Right. Because I know I went cold turkey as well, but it's, you know your own personality. But I had done keto for like 2 years. I gave keto a good 2-year try. And then I went back to the standard American diet and then did carnivore later. But I knew from my experience with keto that I couldn't maintain it because I was still eating carbs. And so I would say try it, but I agree with Renee that first few weeks as your body is transitioning, you do tend to lose more fluid and you can lose electrolytes. And so drink more, get some clean electrolytes and definitely use them. And if you work out, scale it way back while your body is transitioning over, because you're going from, using glucose for fuel to using ketones for fuel. That transitionary period, you're going to be tired. Do not do any intense physical activity. Give yourself an opportunity to just rest during that period.
Good stuff. I would also add, don't do it as a lifelong commitment. A lot of people are like, oh, so-and-so's been doing carnivore for 800 days or whatever. It's hard to wrap your brain around a long-term commitment like that. For me, I said 30 days. I know a lot of the good doctors say 60 days, but whatever you can wrap your brain around is a lot more easy to stomach it versus a lifelong commitment. And do your research if you're nervous about anything related to carnivore. Like, what about heart disease? What about cholesterol? What about fiber?
Yeah.
So many of those questions are really good, valid questions, and you shouldn't start it unless you have them answered. But the good news is almost all those questions are answered. They're out there if you search for them.
And I love the fact that she said that she's been reviewing it for 2 months.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be well equipped. Yeah, because people are going to ask you, like, why are you doing this? Are you crazy? You're going to kill yourself. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true. That's the thing that scares me the most. I'll get comments from people that are like, well, I'm just going to give it a try right now. And it's like, no, you should probably do a little bit more research and make sure you understand it's not just eating meat. There's some nuance and caveats to it. So
I always feel like, just like we don't recommend anybody just blindly follow their doctors, but to actually be informed and to understand, I don't think anyone should blindly follow us either. I think that, you need to do your own due diligence and learn. But there's, like Kerry said, there's tons of information out there.
All right. Let's see. We got some more questions here. So please post your question with hashtag ribeye, and we're going to be doing a drawing for a Healing Humanity shirt. Let's see. Where's the next question here? Question from Meathead. What's your why for starting the carnivore lifestyle? I'll go real quick. My why was I was hopeless and I tried everything else.
Ditto. Honestly, I was suicidal. I was at the end of like a disease that I just was done with. So it was my act of desperation.
Yeah. I wasn't ever suicidal, and I'm thankful for that, because at least my mental health was okay. But I was totally disabled and, forced into retirement. Like Renee, we both had to retire from nursing, and just seeing nothing but being more and more crippled and more dependent on my family, and zero quality of life, and just a life full of pain. And it was sheer desperation. And even though I've lost a lot of weight, which several of us have here, it's the healing from my mast cell activation syndrome that's been the big thing for me.
For me, it was a vein reason. I didn't want vitiligo to spread to my face. And then, I quickly learned that this way of eating is the last way I'm going to eat. So there you go.
Never anticipated it was going to heal your brain injury, right? Because your doctor said it was permanent.
Started for a total vein reason, and my brain damage healed. I know some people contest that, but
I was just joking with you that maybe the brain damage allowed you to start it when maybe you wouldn't have otherwise.
Right. Exactly.
And it all worked out.
You have to have brain damage to start carnivore.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. You got to have a little bit.
Right.
You at least have to be a person who is questioning the narrative when it comes to traditional medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why when we go to these meetups, all these carnivores are always like, man, that's such a great person. We always like them because you've been through something hard if you've done carnivore, and you're a little weird or a little brave, and we all have that in common. So I think we resonate at these meetups. Okay, we got a question. Hashtag ribeye. What is the longest each of you have fasted?
You probably
about a
have
day
the
for me.
record. 3 days for me.
A day for me. I can't go more than that.
I'm 36 hours.
I did a 8-day fast with Jeff DeProsperous, a water fast. That was the longest I've gone.
Maybe that's why people recognize you in public.
Question about a meetup. When will there be a meetup in West Texas? I don't know if we have any Texas meetups queued up. Although, wasn't Ashley doing a meetup somewhere in Texas?
Oh yeah, around
but he's not in
Dallas,
West Texas.
Fort Worth area.
Yeah, so West Texas, we could probably pull in the New Mexico people too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry, I sent you 2 images, the Vegas meetup and Carnivore Scrambles meetup.
Oh, cool.
So
awesome. All right. Carnivore chat is asking, can carnivore help with, I think they meant to say myocarditis.
Myocarditis. I mean, myocarditis is heart inflammation, and carnivore does help with inflammation. The heart loves ketones, so I would imagine that it would help.
yeah, I believe that's one of the ones that Dr. Obadia specifically mentioned that it would help for sure.
Yeah, anything that with itis is inflammation of. So you're dealing with myocardial inflammation. So it's going to help anything that is inflammatory, which is pretty much everything.
Hey, we got a good question from Amy Haas. What is your favorite carnivore meal?
Bean dip. No, kidding. Only kidding. Probably, I don't know, sous vide chuck roast for me.
I was going to say, whatever Ashley's cooking us right now is probably going to be mine.
Right.
Ashley's cooking up some dinner here shortly.
It changes for me. I've got I'm in a burger mood lately. I mean, usually it's like I want ribeye, but lately I want burgers.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Renee?
It used to be ribeye and it's not anymore. So I eat a lot of fillets now. And a lot of chicken. I've been eating a lot of chicken lately and very much enjoying that. So I'm kind of like you, Lynn. Like every month I have a different favorite meal.
I've been really craving eggs lately. So I've been eating a ton of eggs as well. But with the burgers, I've been, I put an egg and I put some pork rind panko in it and kind of make it almost like a meatloafy egg. Or burger, and salt and my pepper substitute, and it's really good. So
yeah, I'm similar. Mine changes quite often. It was ribeye for a while, but chuck roasts have been my go-to for quite some time, and then I go on a burger kick, and then every now and then, like you, Lynn, I'll be like, oh, I have a big craving for eggs. You can really kind of switch things around a little bit. So
yeah, we went to look at a property, and this was yesterday, which is why I missed our Zoom call on our site, but they had 25 chickens and left us eggs so we were able to take a carton of fresh eggs from there, and the property would come with the chickens. So that'd be interesting. If we end up buying it, we'd actually have chickens and goats, but had the eggs this morning. So that was cool.
Lynn, it's not just 25 chickens. You have to call it for what it is. It means no vacations.
No vacation, no, but our daughter and son-in-law would be living there. So
there you go.
No vacations for them.
Right.
Not for us.
I've got a little update here. Oh, I guess it's loading. We'll go to there we go. That's the meetup with Robin, Carnivorous Grandma, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Hampton, August 30th, 2025. And you can see the QR code on the screen there if you want to register for that. Or you can always visit Robin's amazing channel, Carnivorous Grandma, on YouTube. And I'm sure you can link over that way also.
And again, where is the location of that meetup? That's in Atlanta?
Kalamazoo.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I was thinking Atlanta. Okay, cool.
And then we've got one more. Here we go. Chris Brandlin and Dr. Kiltz, Las Vegas, July 19th, 2025.
Yep. You go to chrisbrandland.com and he's got a meetup link on there and you can get your tickets.
And Adam's going to be at that one.
And you got a couple super chats.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Or get on the ball.
Let's go. There we go. Chris Brandlin. That was good timing. $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate that. Just stopping by and giving a shout out to the Healing Humanity group. We appreciate you, Chris.
Wow.
Chris, I told you this. Chris was just out at our Boston meetup and he shared his individual story. And that was another one that was really incredible. Insane. Like hard to listen to what Chris went through and how he's come out the other side. Absolute inspiration. So we appreciate that super chat, Chris. Every penny we get from the super chats goes 100% towards the documentary. And we got Chris Stearns. Chris, you're so generous.
Oh, wow.
$20 super chat. With the undoubtedly success of the documentary, where do you see your team focusing the carnivore energy next? And Amy, it's all about the picanha. So in terms of what do we do after the documentary? Well, we're done filming the documentary. We're in the post-production, editing, putting it all together phase. But after that, God willing, the hope is to continue doing this with the series and just keep doing it. There's so many stories one of the reasons the documentary took longer than we'd like is because we followed people over the course of a year, which was a big challenge. In the series, we're not going to follow people over the course of a year. But the other challenge was we kept being almost done with the documentary, and then we would say, we can't finish this until we get this person's story because it's so powerful and it's going to inspire people. So that's my hope for the future, is to continue doing this, put out episodes on every major health issue, and then just continue to do that going forward. I'm really excited. We almost had it done, but I'm really excited to, at some point, again, God willing, film. Adam, you know who I'm talking about.
Jordan Peterson.
Hal Cranmer.
Oh, yes.
Hal Cranmer, and the incredible
Yes.
work he's doing.
Same state.
Yeah, he runs several long-term care facilities, and he's putting the residents on proper human diets, and they're going home. That was another one that almost
This is
delayed.
from Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts of health issues. Usually you go to a long-term care facility like that, and sadly that's your last home, but he's actually sending people home. So more stories like that we would love to capture for sure.
And we also, our hope is that the documentary is going to have a lot of people wanting to improve their health using the carnivore diet. And so we're really, which is one of the reasons why we started our Healing Humanity Life membership site, and which I know Chris is a part of, an important part of. And so we're hoping to have a flood of people coming in needing the support and the help getting going on carnivore diet. So I know those of you like Chris who are already active members of our sites, we're probably going to be calling on you guys to step up as leaders as well to help us out if we get a flood of people coming in needing help, because those of us who are doing it now are the ones that are going to be there to help the people who are going to start it later.
Bet that was a surprise to you, huh, Chris?
He's like, what?
Right.
What did I get myself into?
Right.
Yeah, of course, and of course, one of the requirements is you have to eat, sardines, maybe? No, I'm just kidding.
This is a good transition. I was going to say, if anyone's interested in the membership site, we've got a special promo code on the bottom of the screen right now. You can get 50% off. The membership site has been incredibly rewarding, seeing some of the healing that's going on in there.
Mhm.
It's amazing, and we're just getting started, and it's due to, in large part, Adam and Lynn and everyone that's been in there doing all the hard work in the community. So if anyone's interested in joining that, link in the description below. We just finished our Thursday Inspire Together call before this, which is one of our favorite calls. We all get on and we share what inspired us, any wins that we had. We get to meet other people in the community. Tuesday we do our Q&A. Wednesday we have a doctor expert on. There's like 12 Zoom calls a week, so come and join us if you're
And our
interested.
Breaking Addictions group, which is going through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, but for carnivore diet. And so that's another one that's every weekday. And then we have hangouts. So
Yeah, Dante
just hang
Ferrigno.
out and chat.
You can come on. It's Sundays. Sunday, hang out with Dante Ferrigno. Like what better time is there than that?
And
Get
Friday
some one-on-one time. Friday night with Amy. Yep.
And anyone who's not like alone on the holidays, we usually do have a holiday hangout. And of course, tomorrow night is the regular hangout. So it'll kind of be a holiday hangout, but we usually have a hangout for people who are alone on the holidays, just to provide that extra support, have something fun to do. We even sometimes play games. So it's a good support.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to do a drawing in just a couple minutes for the Healing Humanity shirt. So if you have any other questions, get them in with #ribeye. The next question we have from Bo Joy: any California meetups? I think there was just a California meetup with our good friend Lash and Chris Brandlin. But I'm not sure. Adam, are you aware? Lynn, are you aware of any California meetups?
I know
coming up?
we've talked about it. California has been on our radar as one of the places that we definitely want to go. We tend to go mostly places where we're going to film. So probably as we get closer to doing the series, we may end up planning a trip to California.
Carnivore Violin Learner asks, is it true that if you have more sodium, your potassium levels will go down, and more potassium, your sodium will go down?
I mean, Renee may have to help me with this one. I mean, typically your kidneys, if your kidneys are in good condition, your kidneys are going to keep your sodium, potassium, chloride, all of your levels where they need to be. So, yes, there are electrolytes that kind of interact with each other. And, I know sodium and potassium are very key minerals when it comes to the conductivity of the heart. And they tend to want to, some of them, sometimes they'll switch places over a gradient in order to get your electrical impulse going for your heart. So, in that respect, they too interact with each other. But as far as generally levels, your kidneys, if they're in good shape, are going to keep your levels where they need to be. So did I miss anything, Renee, that you can think of?
I concur. You definitely, potassium and sodium work together, but your levels aren't dependent on each other. And you're right. And people who don't have functioning kidneys usually, and like in stage, they're on dialysis, and the dialysis is what levels out their levels for them, because their kidneys aren't doing it anymore. So yeah, if you have too much, if you take a whole bunch of sodium, your potassium levels aren't going to be dependent on what you're taking in. It can just
if you get too much, exactly. If you get too much sodium, your kidneys are just going to excrete more sodium. If you get too much, if you don't get enough potassium, your kidneys are going to retain. Or if you don't get enough sodium, they're going to retain up to a certain point. Obviously, you can't just not have any. But your body is amazing when it's working properly of maintaining those balances on its own. So I wouldn't be worried about that.
I agree.
Good stuff. Oh, this is a good, we're going to take this question, then we're going to do the giveaway for the shirt. And by the way, please make sure you follow each of the individuals you see here on the screen. I have a link in the description below. Speaking of following each of these individuals, this person, Simpson, said, "Hi all. Lynn, I haven't seen you for a while since I usually go for the smaller venue, but girl, you are looking great."
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you here. I know it's been a while, but usually we'll pop in and leave a comment on my videos. I love it. Thank you. And I know you usually join us for exercise videos, and Lindy and I haven't been doing it lately, so we're going to have to get back on it.
I just got to shout out Lynn's YouTube channel one more time. The link is in the description below. Lynn has done an amazing job documenting her journey. You can go to Lynn's channel right now and you can click videos and then oldest. And you can literally see the first video right when Lynn's like, "I'm starting Carnivore now." And then week 1, week 2, week 3, and then your progress over that whole time. It's so good. It's so inspiring. So,
oh, thank you.
All right. Should we do a drawing for a Healing Humanity shirt in blue? We've got 37 entries. Do
we have a drum roll today, Adam, or do we need to do our own drum roll?
You're gonna have to do it, Lynn.
Okay, I can do it.
Should we just skip the whole thing? The winner of a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue is Carnivore Chet. Carnivore Chet, congratulations. Adam, how can Carnivore Chet claim their prize?
Well, Kerry, Carnivore Chet can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway and fill out the form. And Ashley, who's not here tonight because he's cooking, will send you a shirt promptly. Congratulations. And I love the name, Chet. It reminds me of the movie Weird Science, which I really love.
Awesome. All right, we're going to do one more giveaway here. So we're going to give away a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. Again, we do 12 Zoom calls a week, breaking addictions calls, doctors, experts, Q&A. Really, if you need community, that's what we're here for. And if you're just starting Carnivore, that's one of the hardest things for a lot of people. You're kind of the odd one out. It's great to have community support. People here to support you. That's what we're here for. So #life with your best question. We're going to do a random drawing for that. All right, the next question we have is, this is from Cassandra. "I know I'm supposed to be eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, but is it okay for a few weeks if I only eat beef? I've really been craving burgers lately."
That's basically
Absolutely.
the lion diet.
Yep.
Yeah. And so many people
Go for it.
experience very much healing when they just do beef for a while. I did it for a whole year, and a lot of people are doing it that's all they do.
All right. And we got a question from Jerry. Been doing carnivore for 11 days, in ketosis, but still have high blood sugar. Why?
It's very, very early. And if you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, or, you have your blood sugar issues, it takes time for the healing to take place. So, and it depends too on how long have you had problems with your blood sugar. A lot of people, if it's been a long time, it can take time, but it will correct. You're going to see those results. And there are a few people that end up struggling, and there's just some specific, kind of more rare circumstances where people don't see improvement, but in general you will. But 11 days in, you are still in the process of transitioning. I mean, you are in ketosis, so that's good, but your body's just gone through kind of a stressor in transitioning. And so not surprised your blood sugar is still high, but I would say, give it a lot more time. You should be continue to monitor for sure.
All right. Next question we have is from Carnivore Cash. 5.5 years carnivore. In the past month, I dropped another 10 pounds.
Wow.
I just noticed part of my eyebrows are thinning, a sign of hypothyroid. Any ideas what I should check for 62-year-old guy?
Yeah, get the blood work done.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the full panel of blood work done for your thyroid, and get a baseline to see where you're at, and maybe even check. Some people do use iodine. I don't know if you use iodine as a supplement, but some people do. So maybe get some education on iodine with Dr. Brownstein's book. Maybe order an iodine loading test and check and see if you are iodine deficient. And dig in and find out, do the investigation. Yeah.
I agree. I'm proof that you can become hypothyroid on carnivore. So definitely get that labs checked.
Yeah.
Shelby has a histamine question. Lynn, is fasting okay for histamine issues? I usually don't eat until noon and stop by 5. I'm trying to figure out this histamine thing, and it is tough, but making me more strict. Love your channel.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, it can be, but if you fast too much and it starts to become a stressor, then you can trigger histamine issues. So you have to be careful, but absolutely, as far as from a, draining your histamine bucket, fasting it can be really beneficial. But just really watch if you're not used to fasting. I mean, for someone who has histamine issues, I wouldn't go dive in and do a 3-day fast. I'd start with some intermittent fasting, and then maybe fast for a day and see how you do. And if you're not used to fasting and you have histamine issues, I would say go slowly and don't push it. If you start to feel bad, go ahead and break the fast. But it does help to drain your histamine bucket because you're not eating anything. But I would definitely also, a lot of people will tell you if you're fasting to break it with bone broth. I would not break it with bone broth because that's higher in histamine. I would break it with meat stock instead.
All right. Cassandra says, plain Wendy's burger patties, okay to eat? ?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Do you guys know if they use seed oils?
I do not.
I have heard they don't, but then I heard actually the girls and I did a video a while ago where we tested every burger place and we asked, and they said they did at our particular location. So, but I think I've heard Dr. Baker or maybe I know Dr. Berry did McDonald's, but you gotta be careful.
Burger King, I think Burger King or if you guys are in the East Coast, Hardee's or West Coast, Carl's Jr., where they do the flame broil, where they run it through they don't do it on a regular grill. That would probably be better, I would think.
Right.
Yeah, each one you just have to check and double check and make sure, especially if you have an allergy or a real severe sensitivity to seed oils, for sure.
Dee Lee, I love Lynn's channel. She covers so much nice variety.
Oh, thank you, Dee Lee.
For those that haven't subscribed to Lynn yet, her link is in the description below. I got to shout out my friend real quick. Carnivore Ron, great. Working out is important. Just want to say we appreciate you, Carnivore Ron. Carnivore Ron, I think, was the first or second carnivore interview I had on my channel. And it seems like it was like 20 years ago.
Wow.
So about 2 years ago, I think. Appreciate you, Carnivore Ron. You're always such a great member of the community. So positive. Love it. Glenda, hashtag ribeye. How many times a day do you eat and how much water do you drink? I eat twice a day. When I first started carnivore, I was mostly eating once a day, sometimes twice. But when I got down and lost a lot of weight, I got more hungry. So I usually eat twice a day. And I don't know, I'm bad to answer this because I don't track anything. I don't know how much water I drink. I don't know how many ounces. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know if you guys have any other ideas.
I'm terrible at tracking my water too. And Coach Lisa's always after me for it. I'm kind of like you. I started out with OMAD and then now I do twice a day eating. But water I struggle with. I've always got this is a whole liter. And because of all my years of having a sensitive, irritable bladder with my histamine issues, I got used to not drinking enough. So I'm lucky if I get 2 of these a day. And I think Coach Lisa wants me to have like 4.
Yeah, it's go ahead, Renee.
I track my water because I just finished a program and I try to get at least 90 ounces a day. And that's a full-time job. I mean, it really is. It's a lot of drinking. And I'm the same as you guys. I started out OMAD, but I eat twice a day now. And I try to finish eating by 2 p.m. And I eat most of my food between 8 and 2.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to say with water, it's can be, individual basis for some people. I try to follow the Dr. Berry method. If you're thirsty, drink. If you're not thirsty, don't drink. That tends to work fairly well for me. And also water can act like a solvent and actually wash out minerals. So you just got to be careful of maybe drinking too much, but really you just kind of have to find what works for you.
Yeah. And older people do lose their sense of thirst. And that's just something, I don't know if old carnivores do, but on at least non-carnivores, that part of the brain that senses thirst stops working properly for people who are old. And so if you're older, you might need to schedule your drinking water. So you make sure you're getting enough, at least 64 ounces a day.
All right. And shout out Robin, Carnivorous Grandma. Her meetup is in Kalamazoo, Michigan at carnivorousgrandma.com/2025. It's also, if you can't find it there, it's also on our events page. And the link for that is in the description below. That's going to be a fun meetup. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Hampton. Jack has a question. How do you take care you get enough minerals and vitamins, or are they all in the meat?
So vitamin D is not in meat. You have to get that from sunshine or supplementing with vitamin D. Usually like vitamin D, K2, D3, K2 is a good supplement. I have found a lot of carnivores do supplement iodine. Iodine's maybe a little bit harder to get. You can get it from eggs. You can get it. And if you do organs, you're going to be in better shape because they're very nutrient dense. Are you guys familiar with any other of the minerals that might be a little bit of a struggle? That's the 2 I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
Magnesium is one that I supplement because I just can't seem to get enough magnesium in food. So, but magnesium and vitamin D and iodine is all I supplement.
Yeah. And do you do liver or do you do organs, Renee?
I take a supplement that, well, it's not really a supplement. I take a pill that has the liver and the organs because I cannot stand to eat organ meat.
Yeah, I know the organs are much more nutrient dense, but so many of us can't. I just recently got a package. It's considered an ancestral mix, and it has the ground beef and ground beef liver and beef heart. And so I'm going to try it and see if I don't gag. And if I don't, I'll try it again.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Jerry has a very good thought-provoking question here. Hashtag ribeye. If the whole world became carnivore, would there be enough animals in the world to feed us?
Probably not at present. That's the whole reason why regenerative farming is so important. And if actually there is no if, the whole world would not become carnivore all at once. That's impossible. But yeah, if they did, there would not be enough probably for everyone.
Well, and it depends on if you're just looking at cows. I mean, if you're hunting, fishing, that would help. But yeah, I think there'd have to be more cattle ranchers for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we always look at it in the frame of our current system, which is frankly kind of broken, where you go up in a plane and it's just millions and millions of miles of cornfields. If we didn't have all those cornfields and there were grass fields and there were cows on it, it would be more sustainable kind of thing. But under the current sort of broken system, but I agree, it's not going to happen overnight. So hopefully we can ease into it. Right. Do any of you guys eat cheese?
Nope.
Very little.
Very little.
And only hard aged cheeses.
Yeah. And I can't do aged cheeses because of the histamine, but I rarely do cheese. Occasionally I will put one on like a slice of cheddar on a burger. But this ear will clog almost instantly if I have cheese.
How strict do we really have to be on carnivore? Spices and sauces, okay.
I suppose that depends on why you're doing carnivore. Like I didn't use any spices but salt for the first 15 months because I couldn't handle it because I had a whole lot of healing to do. And sausage, you have to be very careful because there's a lot of sugar. I just spent a week with my family teaching them how to read labels, and they were shocked at half of the stuff in their house that had seed oils and sugar in it.
Yeah. You can create a carnivore Alfredo sauce. There's recipes out there. If you really like sauces, there's a carnivore Alfredo sauce that you can use. There's some people that will use, some dairy, like sour cream and create a sauce with the sour cream or yogurt or things like that. But I agree with Renee. It really depends on where you're at with your health. Sometimes it's really helpful. And when I hear spices, I don't count salt in that category because we all most of us use salt. Not everybody, but most use salt. But if you are trying to heal something, it's really good to just start with eliminating the rest for at least like 30 days, give yourself that time. And then if you want to try some things, add it back, like one thing, and then see how your body responds. And you may find that you do great with certain spices and not so great with others. So I would recommend doing a trial at least 30 days with just using salt.
All right. And the next question we have is from Rob, hashtag ribeye, day 4 of a 5-day fast. Glucose dropping each day, started low 100 Sunday, Monday 90s, Tuesday 80, Wednesday 70s, today 60s. Worried going too low. Never had this before, not my first fast. Anyone else?
You need to base things on your symptoms. So if you're not familiar with the symptoms of hypoglycemia, definitely look those up. But if you're shaky and you're feeling weak and dizzy, absolutely it's time to break the fast. I would be concerned if it's going below 60. Some people are okay in the 60s, but I would get concerned if it's going below 60s. And if you're getting a headache and you're getting any of these symptoms, I would just carefully break your fast. But look up, you can get a list online, look up the symptoms of hypoglycemia and determine if you are having any of the symptoms. If you are, I would go ahead and break it now.
And there is some variability with the way that the blood sugar is it comes up with the numbers. So they're not entirely like 100% accurate either. So yeah, Lynn's advice is probably the best.
Yeah, and
Definitely go based on how you feel.
Yeah, different people can tolerate different blood sugars, but too low is, I've had people that were 30 and they were still conscious, and then there's other people that they're 30 and they're not conscious, and I'm pushing glucose, and not that 30 is good at all. I wouldn't ever recommend anybody let their blood sugar get that low. Yeah.
All right, we got a question from Amy. Who are your favorite carnivore children's books authors?
I got a question, maybe.
I got a Dr. Seuss.
Exactly. Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham. Yep.
Amy, you ran right into that one.
No, of course, our favorite carnivore children's books authors are Amy, Hosp, and Lynn. And Amy, where can they find your children's books?
Amazon.
Do you guys have any new projects coming up? You basically have a book for every major holiday, right?
Well, we're going to postpone our 4th of July one till next year. It was being worked on, and then Amy hasn't been feeling good, and then I wasn't feeling good. So, but we have, I think combined together, we have like 7 books so far, and more to come.
Love it. All right. The next question we have is Darth Carnivore. 2 years carnivore has given me high testosterone. Over 1,500 mg. Didn't know there was an upper testing limit. Free T estradiol. Yeah. No TRT and feel great. Any potential concerns?
This is where we need Dr. Nelson to be here.
I just saw Dr. Nelson in the chat too. Dr. Nelson, if you're still there,
yeah,
help us out.
On and answer this. I definitely won't answer something I'm not comfortable answering, and I don't know. And I'm sorry, Charlie. We need Dr. Nelson here. I'm not as
We'll see. Maybe he'll answer in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, or save it till when we have Dr. Nelson on.
Right. Okay, we got another question. What is the minimum amount of time you'd recommend to give carnivore a try for healing?
90 days. I mean, if you can only commit to 30, commit to 30. But really, I saw the major part of my healing happen in the first 3 months.
Yeah, 90 days at least. And mine, at least with my brain injury, it was 5 months. And it took 5 months before I started to see the vitiligo reversing. So, and some people, it takes a year or more for things to start getting better. So,
yeah,
a minimum of 90 days.
I had to do a year on the lion diet, and so it depends on what you're healing from. But like Renee can attest, if it's neurological, you need higher fat and give it more time. Some things heal faster than others.
Yeah, it took me 7 months to get rid of my cane.
Yeah. And that's
still awesome. Every time I hear that.
That's actually amazing too.
It is.
It was neurological, because I've heard a lot of people it takes longer than that.
Good stuff. PR64. How many people do intermittent fasting? I do 18-6.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Me too.
Same.
4 for 4. There we go. I don't really intentionally do it either. It just kind of works out that way with kind of 2 meals a day. I did learn, maybe this will help some people. I did learn that that second meal, if you have it, for me in particular, I guess everyone's different, but if you have it too late, it can mess with your sleep a little bit. I found that for me personally. And then it's weird because I have heard other people say it helps them sleep when they eat later. Maybe if they're getting more fat before bed or something, but all right.
Oh, good. Dr. Nelson's waited.
No concerns on the testosterone. All right.
Okay, good. Thank you, Dr. Nelson.
Appreciate you, Dr. Nelson. Okay, question. Have any of you had Hashimoto, and how long before you started feeling better?
I have not. And I know on our Zoom call that we just were on in our Healing Humanity Life site, we're talking about Hashimoto's and one of our members. And so it did just come up. People have varying results when it comes to Hashimoto's. There's people who do great. There's other people that find that it's taking them a really long time to get healing when it comes to Hashimoto's. It's a little bit tricky. So when it comes to Hashimoto's, my advice is to connect with the people who are carnivore, who have it. I just recently referred somebody with Hashimoto's to Coach Rebecca Bavery, because she is a carnivore. She's one of Dr. Barry's coaches, and she has Hashimoto's. So I would definitely recommend reaching out to Rebecca. She could probably give you she's got firsthand, knowledge. And she's also in the process of working on her nurse practitioner education. She's pretty far into it. So she's a good resource.
All right. Blue Diamond Bill asks, healed a bunch of stuff in my 22 months carnivore, but still have scalp issues. I am or was lactose intolerant and eating butter daily, also plenty of eggs. Either of these a possible cause?
Possibly the egg whites. And some people are sensitive with the butter as well. So yeah, my thoughts would be maybe to stick with egg yolks and maybe try ghee or tallow. Any thoughts, Renee or Adam?
I agree. Definitely. I would not have, or just stop both and see if the scalp issues go away. And if they don't, add one back in. And then if everything's still good, then add the other one back in, right? This is a full elimination diet. So you have to trial and error, and you want to give it a good 2 weeks to 30 days between adding and taking food out. Because then you'll know if it makes a difference.
I would say search YouTube midlife carnivore space histamine, and the first video that comes up, watch that and watch it over and over and over again. And because a lot of skin issues, go back to histamine issues and problems. So Lynn has a phenomenal video. As many times as I shout this video out, there should be like 10 million views on this video. So search for it and watch it. It's a great resource.
No, thanks, Adam.
Speaking of Lynn, here's a good Lynn question. Any suggestions on how to best empty the histamine tank? I ate sardines for weeks every morning, and it devastated my allergies and sleep.
It's a reason why I don't touch sardines. And when you're dealing with canned meats, canned fish, you are putting yourself at risk for higher histamine exposure. And fish in general tends to accumulate histamine faster than a lot of other meats. Pork is kind of like that too, but fish is even worse. So, and then canned fish, you add that to it, and absolutely. So the draining your histamine bucket or your histamine tank is number one, identify what is in your life currently that is higher in histamine. Like Adam said, go watch my video, because I go into a lot of details, and I give to me, what is the best resource as far as a histamine list. So once you've identified those factors, get them out of your diet. You can't necessarily control the environmental factors, unless it's like screen time, if you're EMF sensitive. But as far as diet goes, you got to just give yourself time avoiding them. You can, if you're getting really bad, you may have to take H1 and H2 blockers for a period of time just to settle things down. And I'm never one to say don't take medications. The medications can have their role. So if you're suffering, maybe take an H2 blocker, an H1 blocker, take them both, because you've got both types of receptors for a period of time. Let things settle down. You may need a DAO enzyme, potentially, not necessarily, but you may need a DAO enzyme, which helps to break down histamine. But give it the time and avoid the high histamine foods, and things will drain.
All right. Question from Shirley. Will carnivore help spinal stenosis? Thank you. I'll take this one quick. It helped my mom. I'm 830 days carnivore, so I think my mom is 800 days carnivore. She started about a month after me. And that was one of her many health issues that she had that is much better. She also had issues with her knees and all sorts of other issues that cleared up, but that was one of them. So I don't know if you guys have heard that otherwise. I haven't heard of anyone else, but
Fuzzy D, Dave Reed.
Yeah.
I had I had interviewed him on my channel a long time ago, and he said that he had CT scans that he could compare, and he said the discs actually expanded after he'd been carnivore because he had the disc compression, which of course can causes spinal stenosis, and so he actually has like imaging to show that the discs did expand. Not to say that that's a definite guarantee for everybody, but this is 2 cases now.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to do a drawing for healinghumanity.life. But before we do that, Adam, Lynn, Renee, do you guys have any big projects coming up? Anything you want to shout out or mention before we do the drawing?
Okay, I do. And Renee is joining my keto study club with me and Kerry from my metamorphosis. So we had the Nurse Kim, who could no longer do it with us. And so I reached out to Renee and asked her to join us. So she's going to be joining us. We've been taking a break, and this is the nerd. I mean, this is like a total nerd live stream that we do. So some of you join us. Dr. Nelson's often joins us, and Coach Lisa often joins us. But if you're a complete science nerd, we go through, I'll show you. We go through the ketogenic textbook. This is actually a medical textbook. And we read it and discuss it as we go. So we're excited. The 13th is going to be our first one with Renee joining us.
Yes, and I'm excited too because I am a nerd.
Yeah,
all nerds
are welcome.
Good stuff. Adam, anything coming up?
No, not really. Aside from dinner here in a couple hours, all the meetups. Again, we want to hang out with everyone, and go to healinghumanity.movie/events, and you should be able to find all of those on there, whether they're ours or someone else's. And just buy you a ticket and go hang out. And Renee, did you say nurse or nerd?
Both.
All nurses are nerds.
All nurses are nerds.
Okay.
You have to be, because you have to continue to learn your entire career because medicine changes on the drop of a dime.
Love it.
Awesome. All right, here we go. We're giving away a 30-day free membership to healinghumanity.life. Here we go.
Lexi,
Oh,
she already
cool.
has a membership, so I will give her a free month.
Lexi, congratulations. Lexi is an awesome member. We just had a call with Lexi on our Inspire Together. So congratulations, Lexi. You got another month coming to you. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Adam, Lynn, Renee, and thank you everyone for your wonderful questions. We do this every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come join us again on the next one, and have a good night, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.
Have fun at the meetup.
Bye for now. Much love.
Are we done? Nope. It's
I think he's playing a trick on us.
It's still going. Okay, everybody. Did he know it's still going?
All right, here we go. Sorry about that.